Hello and welcome back to the Avis group. We are here to talk about different forms that you can fill out to make sure that your end of life wishes are carried out both in a space where you are still alive but you do not have the capacity to make your own decisions, and when you pass away, that your decisions that you made in life are carried out on your behalf. All right, let's dive in. The first form that I want to talk to you about is called the Physician's Order of Life-Sustaining Treatment, or POLST for short. That is this form. It is hot pink, and again, one page on the front, one page on the back. Sometimes it comes in 2 pages, and very, very simple to fill out. The most important is this top part, A, and that is to check off if you want to be a do not resuscitate, meaning if you are found with no pulse, meaning your heart has stopped working, then they would give you CPR if you checked the box to attempt resuscitation. If you are do not resuscitate, or a DNR, that means you have made the choice to not have any medical professionals start to try to get your heart working again, or do chest compressions, CPR. Again, this is a decision that is solely up to you. You can talk to your medical professionals about it, but this form is where you choose to have CPR or not have CPR. And then part B is all about medical interventions, what that looks like if you are found unconscious. You have 3 different medical interventions that you could choose. You could do full treatment, selective treatment, or comfort-focused treatment. Again, you want to read this closely. You want to talk with your doctor. You want to talk with your family members and decide what you feel is best for you. And then the most, let's see, in part D, this is also a very important part. This is where you get to choose one person to be your legal decision maker when it comes to medical decisions. The POLST has nothing to do with your financial power of attorney. This is everything to do with who will make your medical decisions if you cannot make your own medical decisions for yourself, okay? So part D, you get to name a proxy, and I want you to have conversations with people who you feel would be good in that situation. Oftentimes, people put down someone and don't have the conversation and ask if they would like to be in that situation. And a lot of family members, when their loved one is in the hospital and they're being told that they are their proxy, that this person named this other person a proxy, oftentimes it's a big shock, and they don't feel prepared. So I want you to have a conversation and a dialogue with that person that you're thinking of making your medical decision maker on the POLST. And then at the very bottom of this form, you have to have a doctor sign off on it. Usually primary care doctors are the ones that sign off. So after you have read everything, technically you should fill all of it out in the presence of a doctor, but let's be real, a lot of times people fill it out and then go over all of the decisions with the doctor, and then the doctor signs it. So that is the POLST. It's a quick, easy 2-page document that will name you one person to be your decision maker for medical decisions. Okay. Now, we also have what you call an advanced healthcare directive. These are much more lengthy. The California Advanced Healthcare Directive is one that I recommend to a lot of my clients. It's, I think, 15 pages long, and you get to choose a medical decision maker, just like in the POLST. But then it goes into detail about your health choices. It goes into talking about what you want your end of life to look like. For example, if you are really adamant about wanting to stay in your home when you pass, you can write it all down. Do you want a specific type of music playing? Do you want someone there at bedside? This is where you can be very detailed, so that when that time comes, your loved ones and your medical professionals have a go-to guide of what your wishes are in those oftentimes very emotional moments. And at the end, you have to either get 2 witnesses. They cannot be healthcare professionals, or you can go and get it notarized. But this is a really, really important form for everyone to have, because, like I said, in the final moments, it can be an incredibly stressful time for your loved ones, for your friends, for your family, and for your medical professionals. And if your wishes are written down, that just takes a huge burden off of everyone around you, because they know what you want and they can execute it to a T based off of all of the information that you place in the Advanced Care Directive. So again, you can download this form. It is on the internet. There are other forms that are available for free. A lot of medical institutions have their own style of this form. Kaiser has a different style of this form. I know UC Health has a different form. I think I've seen UC Davis and UC in California, UC California has another one, but anything that's free is fine. Please do not pay for any of these documents. The only thing that you should be paying for is at the end, if you need to get it notarized, you can take it to a UPS store, anywhere where there's a notary on staff, and have it done, or you can have 2 witnesses sign it for free. And then make copies of both of these forms, give them to your primary care physician. They will scan it in and it will be on your medical file, and then you keep the originals. When you're filling out this POLST and it's all done, I want you to put it on your refrigerator. That's where the paramedics look for this form. If they have to come into your home and there's a medical emergency, they will look for this on the refrigerator. So place this in your refrigerator, and then give your Advanced Care Directive to a loved one. You can make multiple copies, but make sure that your medical team has one as well. Now, the final documentation that you should be doing is checking in with some sort of estate planning attorney, a legal advisor, and they can draw up a living will and trust for you, and that's where you will be assigning a financial power of attorney. Very important to have as well. Medical power of attorney and financial power of attorney can be one and the same, meaning they can be the same person or they can be separate. And a quick note on power of attorney. This is for when you are still alive but cannot make your own decisions in whatever capacity. Maybe you have dementia and you've been deemed unable to make decisions for yourself. Maybe you are medically in a situation where you cannot pay your bills. And so you want to have both of these powers of attorney set up, so that if and when you cannot make your own decisions, you have someone trustworthy to be making them on your behalf. And the financial power of attorney can be a friend, it can be a loved one, it can also be a professional fiduciary, which I often recommend, because it can be very complex and confusing when someone is deemed financially incapacitated, and bills need to start being paid, access needs to be gotten into all of your accounts. It can be very confusing, and that's a really big burden to be put on a loved one. So I recommend reaching out to some fiduciaries and interviewing to see if that's a good fit for you and your family. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you very much. Please, I know this is not something that's really fun to talk about, but it is so important. These advanced healthcare directives, these end-of-life planning documents, please get them done. And if you have any questions, feel free to call or reach out to my team, and we're always happy to help you through this often very complicated process. Thank you, and be well.